You are welcome to Nana's Tarot and Oracles. I am the Nana, and Nana loves you. You have a home here for comfort and contemplation, hope and inspiration, rest, renewal, and relaxation. Your readings here may empower you to use your intuition to help you towards a better life. All readings are dedicated to truth and light, but cannot take the place of professional services of any kind. Readings are general for the collective, and if they do not sound right for you, they may not be for you today. Try another day. If you like what you're hearing, please select the like button below and subscribe with all notifications. Share with your friends and family. If you have a question or a comment, I will try to answer it below. You are important to Nana. Today's video is going to be on the topic of energy healing. And this info is presented here for a collective audience to educate and entertain. Everyone has individual health needs which should be evaluated and addressed by the healthcare provider of their choice. Also, there are established standards and procedures for certifying and licensing healthcare providers, as well as for evaluating and developing scientific evidence-based practice standards of care by way of ethical professional consensus of opinion. Individual practitioners should be regarded according to their qualifications, and there is no guarantee given with any healthcare practice. Success or failure of any preventive or therapeutic modality or intervention depends on many factors. Results do not reflect on personal or professional worth. You are worthy, and it isn't a matter of doing things right or wrong. So do keep that in mind. If you are curious to know what my qualifications are for speaking on this issue, I am a retired nurse practitioner. I am not currently licensed or practicing, but I have a long history of interest in complementary and alternative and integrative healthcare practice, and have taught many people regarding these things. We have had some energy healing videos previously in which we discussed some of the evidentiary basis for these modalities. And today I want to expand a little bit, and I have prepared an extended meditation and practice that you can adopt if you wish to promote health and to optimize the function of your root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. And I wanted to speak a little bit to the astrology because some of it is significant. And one of the things that is significant is that we have seen an opening of the portal that is referred to as the Lion's Gate portal for manifestation. That is August the 8th, which reduces to 8/8. And of course our year this year is 26, which is also an 8, although this is numerologically a 1 year. But this Lion's Gate portal for manifestation opened on July the 28th, and it continues through August the 12th. August the 12th is a significant date because it is a solar eclipse, and it will be the new moon. So this is a lot of very potent influence going on. Now, the Lionsgate portal, which occurs every year. Every year we see a rise of the star Sirius, which is one of the brightest stars in the galaxy, along with the sun. And then there is an alignment of the sun, Sirius, the constellation of Orion, which many of you may know from winter, and the Earth. They all align precisely on August the 8th. I got some of this information from the Old Farmer's Almanac, which many people enjoy reading, and there were some suggestions offered that I thought might be helpful. 10 things that you could do around the portal, and the number one thing was envision. I think that in turbulent times in particular, when we are not happy with the way things are going, one of the most important things we can do is determine the vision of the life and the world that we want and hold that vision. The second thing is communicate. We can have conversations with the people around us about what they're experiencing and what their vision is. We can strategize, and we can, they suggest that the strategy be in harmony with the moon cycle, considering the eclipse cycle that is about to begin. That may be very important. The fourth thing is to assess our current status and resources. The fifth thing is to strengthen the body, mind, and spirit, and I think that is in particular what we are talking about when we are talking about the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra. The root chakra is all of our basic physiological functions that are necessary for life. The sacral chakra has to do with our creativity, and the solar plexus chakra has to do with our will, our willpower. We can call forth our creativity. That's number 6. Number 7 is research. Do research to determine situations like we're in now and what has been effective through history in terms of reorganizing, reordering, and remedying those circumstances. We can, number 8, we can look at things from a different perspective. Sometimes when we look at things for too long, we get stuck on how we see them. We need to turn around a bit to see them in a different way. That might involve going to see something, or traveling, or attending educational or other kinds of gatherings. Number 9, we can meditate and pray. Number 10, we can draw from our ancestors. What have your ancestors been through? You need to think about that. I think about my parents who came of age in the Great Depression, who married and started a family during World War II. These were very difficult times, and they came through them. We will come through difficult times as well, but we must commit. Now, the other thing we must do is we must heal the harms. We must heal the injuries. And we've been talking about Chiron, the wounded healer. And Chiron actually had changed signs from Aries into Taurus. And we talked about how from Aries, that's very personal and has to do with our personal health. Taurus has more to do with with our worth, our worthiness, and also with the health of our resources. Chiron is about to station retrograde tomorrow, And I had a newsletter from Astrology by Lauren. And again, I highly recommend that you look her up and subscribe. And she talks about in the aftermath of the cradle and the retrograde station of Saturn last week. And remember, we talked about Saturn being the planet of structure and of restriction and of responsibility. The Kentaur Chiron makes its own retrograde station, and here's an artistic depiction of Chiron. In the aftermath, Chiron stations retrograde. On Monday, entering its 5-month retrograde phase. The Chironic retrograde phase is a time of year in which we are asked to pay attention to our own healing journey. Memories surface, old wounds reopen, and we come face to face with what needs healing, forgiving, releasing, and forgetting. The retrograde phase of Chiron compels us to look within, to the very root of what ails us, to the inception and cause. This is when we are most able to do a lot of this inner work. And there's the credit for the art. Now, she goes into great detail, and I will not read the entire post, but I was really struck by this quote from Clara Barton, who is, of course, a personal hero, a historic figure in nursing, who was a nurse during the Civil War. And her quote is, "Be always calm, my child. Keep yourself quiet and in restraint. Reserve your energies doing those little things that lie in your way, each one as well as you can, saving your strength so that when God does call you to do something good and great, you will not have wasted your forces and strength with useless strivings, but will be ready to do the work quickly and well. Go slowly, my child, and keep ready." Now, some of the things you should know. Last week, in the midst of the cradle and leading up to the full moon, Saturn made its retrograde station. The accompanying symptoms of a stationing Saturn can feel like lethargy, pessimism, or like you are crawling to the finish line. The retrograde station of Saturn can sometimes bring relief, such as you would see with the completion of a long project, finally. The retrograde station can also bring feelings of oppression, such as in, this cannot go on like this. And it's not unusual to feel like you have to take 2 steps back before you can proceed or just stop. This shift in plans and objectives takes a bit to adjust to. And then it talks about how Mercury's gone direct, and it has been in shadow, which means we get kind of a slow restart. And the time of adjustment with a trine to the sun. Now, talking about what practical tools or information are you being given that will help you overcome your current obstacles or challenges? What reality are you needing to face? What dreams or illusions have you outgrown? Where have you been stuck? The cradle of July was a call to find safety and security, even in the face of what might feel like incredible challenges. And talking about what's happening to the basket. In a futile attempt to erase our past, we deprive the community of our healing gift. If we conceal our wounds out of fear and shame, our inner darkness can neither be illuminated nor become a light for others. That's from Brennan Manning, The Cry of the Heart for Intimate Belonging. And now she talks about Chiron stationing retrograde. Chiron is often referred to as the wounded healer. In the ancient myth, Chiron was accidentally wounded by a poisonous arrow. However, because he was the son of the Titan Kronos, he was immortal and did not die. He searched the world over in order to heal his wound and yet never found the remedy. But he became a great healer. The retrograde phase is a time of year in which we're asked to pay attention to our own healing journey. And there are a lot of other influences. Once again, I encourage you to look up Astrology by Lauren. Get her newsletter. It is free, and she does not spam or share email addresses. And she also includes horoscopes for the week, every week, that you can access. And the recent cradle and the full moon in Aquarius were bringing us the confidence to shine a light on and confront even the darkest corners of our lives and transform them. And Chiron, along with the outer planets, will bring us the tools and the support to do this. And then she has a quote from the Lord of the Rings. Sam, but in the end it's only a passing thing, this shadow. Even darkness must pass, a new day will come. And when the sun shines, it will shine out the clearer. Those were the stories that stayed with you, that meant something, even if you were too small to understand why. But I think, Mr. Frodo, I do understand. I know now folk in those stories had lots of chances of turning back. Only they didn't, because they were holding on to something, Frodo says. What are we holding on to, Sam? Sam says, there's some good in this world, Mr. Frodo, and it's worth fighting for. That's J.R.R. Tolkien, The Two Towers. I hope you find that inspiring. Now, here from Alana Fairchild's Healing Circles is her healing circle for 888. And we'll look at this again as the portal comes around. The cosmic code, alignment into a higher order of abundance. I am a living mandala of unique divine beauty. Yes, you are, and you are worthy, and you are worthy of healing. With the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra, I have this healing circle. I found it has the colors of the root chakra, the red and the orange, and the yellow for the solar plexus. I open my soul to the realm of the miraculous, where infinite resourcefulness, goodness, and generosity bestow abundant blessings endlessly. You are worthy of those blessings. And in particular, because we are called on to summon our creativity, savoring life with gratitude. Be grateful for what you have. It gives rise to a crescendo of loving consciousness, shifting paradigms and opening new creative pathways. Okay, and we have down here the root chakra with the smoky quartz crystal that empowers the root. Strength comes from your connection to the root of your being. And we have the sacral chakra with tiger eye, which is a crystal that empowers the sacral chakra. This is the chakra of creativity. And we have the solar plexus chakra, and we have the citrine crystal. And that is a crystal associated with abundance and with strength of will. And for our meditation for healing and optimizing the root, sacral, and solar plexus, I encourage you first to get into a comfortable position with good alignment of the spine and visualize the chakras. The chakras are lined up from the root to the sacral, to the solar plexus, to the heart, which also serves as an assemblage point. Then we have throat, third eye, and crown. And we're going to proceed into work on those in the next video. The chakras are vortexes of energy. So get into a comfortable position with good spinal alignment and visualize the chakras. Scan your body for areas of tension or pain. Breathe in deeply. Fill your abdomen. Hold for a couple of seconds and then release slowly. Visualize the energetic roots that are coiled at the tip end of your spine and release and unfurl them. Breathe in, breathe out, and release. Feel the roots project and extend into Mother Earth. Your roots are energetic, and the energy can pass through whatever you are sitting or standing on, through whatever building foundation you are in, and through the earth, deep into Mother Earth, and spread out. Breathe in, breathe out, and feel the roots go deeper and spread out further. It is cool and dark in the earth. Breathe in and draw nourishing, strengthening energy from Mother Earth up into the lower abdomen. Breathe out. Release any negative energy, tension, or pain, or bad feelings into the earth for transmutation. Breathe in. Draw nourishing, strengthening energy up into the lower abdomen. Breathe out. Release and let flow any negative energy, any sadness, any despair, any anger for transmutation. Repeat until the feelings balance. Now breathe in and visualize the edge of the sun rising in the lower abdomen over the root. Breathe out and feel the light and the warmth trickle outward. Breathe in and feel the sun rise just a little higher into the lower abdomen. Breathe out and feel the warmth and the light going outward in all directions. Repeat until the sun has risen and filled the lower abdomen and rises towards the solar plexus. Feel the energy rise out of the root with inspiration, which is breathing in, and radiate through the sacral and solar plexus with expiration, breathing out, carrying productive ideas and the strength of will to empower them up to the heart. Repeat a few times. Breathe in. Feel the energy rise. Breathe out. Feel the warmth and the light and the ideas and the strength of will radiate out from the solar plexus. Relax and breathe while your heart considers and tempers your ideas. Bask in the warmth and the light. Coming next, we will have heart and throat, and then third eye and crown chakras. I have the chakra oracle deck here, and I'm just going to cut it. And what we have here, number 28, is Gaia. The frequency of Gaia. Gaia is Mother Earth. Reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our Great Mother and to the universe that birthed us all. That might be something good to consider while you are meditating. I'd also like to offer you a Sacred Self-Care Oracle card by Jill Pyle. These cards were shuffled prior to the reading. Our Sacred Self-Care Oracle for today is abundance planning. And that was on our list of 10 things to do for our 8/8 Lionsgate. Thank you for tuning in to Nana's Tarot and Oracles today. You make Nana's day. Nana loves you and hopes you leave a question or a comment below. Select the like button, subscribe, and select all notifications. Nana will see you very soon. In the meantime, think on these things, and I hope they are helpful to you in your healing process. I will see you again soon in peace and love. Thank you, thank you, thank you.